Hello and welcome to the AniFix podcast, episode 11. Today on this show, it's the usual crew, the stormy Glen.
What?
It's the part where you speak up.
The stormy Glen. What is that? What kind of adjective is that to use with me?
You'll find out. It's the windy Russ.
Oh my god, I see what you're doing, Callum. You cheeky guy. You cheeky guy.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh.
it took me a little bit. I was like, is this just another weird thing that he likes to do? But then I realised.
No, they always have context. And it's me, Callum. This week, the AniFix crew.
Wait, no. You need a cool name for you. Or more like a shitty name, but how about
A shitty name to match his...
something to do
I
with
thought
weather.
it'd be quite
shit,
funny
really.
if it was like the fact that I didn't give myself a name, so it was
Well,
kind
you
of
need a
an
name because you
anticlimax.
gave us garbage names, so you need a garbage name. So how about Callum is bad at everything and everybody hates him. That's Callum. This is his name.
Sounds good.
He
Yeah.
writes that on all his applications.
Pretty sure that's his name, like, anyway, but yeah.
Can we just stop taking turns
Anyways.
for the intros and just let me do them all?
Nah, that'd be awful.
No, hey, we
Mine are
wouldn't
the
get
best.
these sorts of moments without this. Anyways, the context for that is that this week we've all been watching the short film by Studio Colorido, Typhoon Noruda.
Yeah, we've been watching it constantly, just on all the time. I've watched it like several thousand times. My mom thinks I have a problem.
I watched it twice.
You watched it twice.
Well, I mean, it's only like
Yeah.
27 minutes, so...
Yeah, it's quite short. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
quite short, very
the-
short. Yeah.
Russ, we'll start with you. What did
Okay,
you
start
think of
with me.
Typhoon Noruda?
Well, I watched it 2 weeks ago, but unlike previous podcasts, I will actually say what I thought of it because I can remember it sticks out to me as probably as a very very memorable movie from the last 2 weeks of anime watching.
Russ,
So-
words are hard.
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah, and like I said, it feels like it's been ages since I've done a podcast episode. Anyway,
Well, I mean,
so
we're
Typhoon
anime.
Noruda was. It's kind of it turned out kind of how I was expecting, and the fact that the story was
What?
no. The story was not weak. It just was pretty average, and the animation was very good, being done by Studio Colorido. Is it Colorido or Colorido?
Colorido.
Colorido.
What's so average about the
I
story?
run this shit.
I don't know. I just
What,
didn't like. I
what
felt like the
defines
story was.
average, Ross?
It was messy.
Yeah.
It was.
It was
No,
messy.
it wasn't
it was
messy.
the most straightforward thing in the world. I don't know what you're on about.
No, here's what it felt like. It felt like it was too much for 21
Too
episodes,
much?
21 minutes.
How is it too
It just felt too. I felt like it could. It felt like
think
it should have been 90 minutes. I feel like it could have buffed it out. It could have been a good 90 minutes. We could have got a bit more about what she was. You know, all that. I can understand that it was a short.
Though the entire point of it
A lot
was
of it is implied.
yeah. That is
A
exactly
lot of it
that is
was
exactly
implied.
what it is. All right, think of it like
I don't know. I feel like it would have been better as
think
a
of
longer
this.
film.
Think of this. The lack of time meant for a lack of everything, and they made use of that lack of everything. Like,
Yeah.
think of it like
Did
this.
they, though?
There was a huge lack of dialogue between anybody. But that's because it was used effectively. It's not because it's not exactly a complicated story. It's very straightforward. You fill it in yourself because it's not fucking complicated. You're not a 2-year-old. You don't need to be spoon-fed all this exposition bull crap. That's what it did well. You fill things in.
For context, Typhoon Noruda is a story about an island where they get hit by a typhoon, and it turns out that typhoon is some sort of world-destroying terraforming device, which is being run through a girl.
Which doesn't
as
matter
a
because it was meant to
medium,
symbolize
and-
the crumbling relationship between the two main characters.
That part
Yes,
was good.
yes, that was
Yeah.
the driving.
It's
Force
27
between
minutes. Go
a
watch.
guy-
Like, go watch it really
Yeah.
quick before you even
No,
watch
yeah,
this.
I do agree. It's 27 minutes. You should, like, I'm not saying it's not worth the watch.
I know,
I'm
but you're just
saying
going
it
to average
felt-
and not like explain why it's average.
I just did, but then you told me it was wrong. So
I didn't
that's
tell you
fine,
it was wrong.
But I'm just
I just
telling-
want you. I was just telling you what I thought, but you just didn't explain why it was average.
I just did,
I
and then you
don't
explained
think-
why I was wrong and why you were right, which is fair enough.
There's
but
no
I
such
still stand
thing
by
as
what I
wrong
said.
or right when it comes to opinions.
No, you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
Ross,
You-
I think the word average implies dull or uninteresting. when in reality this was like far off beyond those concepts. It was, if anything, a bit too wild. But I think it gave them a great opportunity to make something that looked absolutely phenomenal. Like,
Yeah, I know, it was
animation
animated
like that
very
in
well.
years.
Yeah. As are all their other shorts that they've made. Yeah, it
But I
looks...
think this one stepped beyond anything, because Studio Colorido, for those uninitiated, I'm just going to play the role of the viewer in this case. They're a very small studio that constantly just does these short things, most of them being adverts, and
Well...
yeah, they're incredible, but they are not in a place where they can make a 90-minute film.
Well, I mean, the
or
only
a
reason they made
12-episode
this, the only
series.
reason they made this, Callum, is because it was funded mostly by No Itamina.
Oh,
It was a No Itamina film.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
You know the bit that stood out to me? You know where the Coke can, or like, you know, the fake Coke can, comes flying towards the camera? Like that shot there, just the way everything moved and the way the wind was like shown, and it felt like they animated the destruction of the typhoon really well. I don't know, that scene stood out to me. Yeah.
They were definitely showing off with, it's like, let's make a movie about a typhoon just so we can show off having everything move, and it does feel like drastically windy, but it's animation that is so smooth and so
silky. It just moves so nice.
Yeah. Like all the way the clothes moves, the way fabric moves, the way trees move, it's something you don't see in other works.
There's really not much to say because like nobody's seen it. Nobody's really
minutes,
yeah,
and,
but there's quite a bit I'd say there is to say, but particularly I don't think it's that interesting because not many people have probably seen it.
You're probably right there. Yeah.
But I think a large part of this was just to spotlight it, say, here's a cool thing you should watch, you cool people.
You guys could go check it out and tell us what you thought. That would be
in the
interesting.
comment section below.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. Yeah.
Make sure to use the words Typhoon Noruda so we're top of the search rankings when it comes to that.
Who would look that up? It doesn't matter.
Hey, someone will. Hey, maybe Studio Colorido will search up, say, oh, I wonder who's talking about our film. They're doing that every day and just crying a bit on the inside.
Well,
but then we'll just cheer them up with our podcast about how great it is.
Well,
that said, let's move on to something else. Russ, what have you been watching this week?
Oh, well, basically, I've watched so much because it's been 2 weeks, but the shows that I finished that aren't seasonal are Kyousougiga, for one, which you guys basically inspired me to watch, because you guys always go on about how good it is, Glen in particular.
I used the fancy words.
Yeah, you used the fancy words, you didn't just say it was good. But basically, everything that you said, it was like, oh yeah, they were right while I was watching it. I mean, it looks incredible. Like, some of the stuff that they did was just mental when you know the ending with what happens to Hourglass City.
I haven't actually finished it yet, so don't spoil it.
Wait, have you not finished it?
Can we just all stop for a moment and come to the realization, as Russ says, that my opinion is objective and always completely correct.
Oh God.
I have the better opinion.
Better than Callum's, I'll give you that.
Hey, I recommended you Jitsu wa Watashi wa.
You did. I'll give you that, but that's one show. Glen's recommended many.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but tons of menus that you don't watch.
I was quite like on the Crunchyroll queue. There was like this 5.5, I think it was, which was like where the episode was it was live action. They were going around and like showing.
Yeah, because it's a 12-episode time slot. You have to film 2 episodes.
So like when they were doing that, I was like, oh yeah, and they were like explaining everything, you know, with the square window and the circle window. I was like, that's some clever stuff. So it's like Kyousougiga did all of that stuff. I mean, it took a little bit of explaining for me to get, and it definitely is confusing in the beginning, but it pays off taking that kind of deconstructed narrative to the end. It pays off in the end. So yeah,
You make it
I
you
really
make it
liked
sound as though the
Kyousougiga.
confusing bits at first were somehow a negative just because they were confusing.
No, I never said that. I said it was confusing at first, but
I know,
pays
just
off.
the way you... Russ, the words matter, but tone of voice is also very important. The way you said it just made it sound as though you were implying that.
Don't worry, I'll reprogram him after
It's
the
like
episode.
it's like that's a big problem with a lot of anime fans or just fans of anything in general. I feel they
Yeah,
immediately
this is the problem
dismiss
with you,
things
Russ.
if they are confusing at first and don't really explain much, and
I
really
never
don't.
said that though.
Huh? No,
I never
wasn't.
said
I'm
that.
not using you as an example. I'm just talking about fans in general. People do this all the time. Like Rolling Girls, for example. Even though it's a huge disappointment of a show to me, still alright, I guess. But when it first
I
started,
disagree, but
tons of fans, or not really fans, I suppose, because they dropped it immediately. A lot of fans, just like Japanese people in general, just were confused and didn't understand it. Like they were like, "What is this about?" So a lot of them just didn't keep watching, and a ton of other actual English-speaking people were also the same way. It's like that tends to happen a lot. I see because I've been watching seasonal for 5 years. People just immediately dismiss things.
people judge things.
They judge things
early.
too quickly.
Rokka and Yuusha is a big thing. People dropped that before it
Oh, no.
started the plot.
Well, to be
Like-
all right, Rokka ended. To be fair, the plot fucking stopped after like episode 6. So I don't even care that they fucking dropped it.
What do you mean it stopped?
It adapted one novel, Callum. Only one of the novels in a
Yeah.
12-episode series. There was so much padding, so much nothing happening. Even though that that nothingness I still kind of liked, but it was still like,
Well, no, because for me it played out kind of. Have you read 12 Angry Men?
Maybe. Maybe I read it in high school.
Oh.
I don't. Maybe.
It is one of the sort of things that you get like, okay, everyone must read this for an assignment in high school, but basically,
I never
It's
got
this,
assigned that, Callum. Just putting that
okay.
out there. It's just an Australian thing.
Basically, it's this jury, and they need to come up with a unanimous vote. They all need to vote whether this guy is completely guilty or completely innocent. And they go to the vote. 11 people say definitely guilty, but one person goes innocent. And then throughout the entire course of the book, and it's not a super long book, but judging from what they're actually doing, it goes on for a while. And basically, he manages to convince them that they should all go innocent. And that's kind of what happened for Rokka and Yuusha for me. It was this slow convincing of
That was a
people
really
trying to
long
prove you're
explanation
innocent
for a
through
whole lot of
different
nothing.
ways.
I was waiting for you to get to the
Hey,
point for so
so-
goddamn long that I lost interest immediately.
It felt like a lecture.
I
it
know,
felt like Callum was
you
just
sounded like one of my
buffing it out.
professors explaining like
But no,
a typhoon.
but no,
thing.
that's why I liked it, because that's the sort of mystery I like, where it's this anguish.
Did you
of
like
trying
that
to
they
prove your
didn't answer the
innocence.
mystery?
They did at the end.
Oh, did
And
they?
then
I didn't watch the final
sequel
episode. I
baited
just
it.
read up on it because I read the novels and I already knew what was going to
What?
happen and everything.
What do you mean? Oh no, they didn't solve the mystery. He says, not actually watching the
Well,
final
I mean,
episode.
I have friends that I talk to, and I read the novels, and I'm lazy,
Yeah, well-
and I have a job.
What's the final episode?
Nah.
But they do sequel bait it, which kind of ruins a lot of the tension that came out of it.
Did you know that John Cena was the 7th Brave? You can't see him. It's a mystery.
I didn't know. I didn't know that this podcast was filled with so many memes.
Well, sometimes memes just have to come and go, and it's all that. Callum, what did you watch? What did you watch? Tell me about it.
I get the opportunity to talk about Rampo Kitan because
You also
nobody's going
get the
indulge
opportunity
me
to talk
in my-
really slowly and weirdly.
It's the middle of the night. If I talk too loudly or quickly, then people are going to wake up because it's all Russ.
Callum, I haven't slept. I need fast pace here.
Okay, Rampo Kitan, based on Edgar Allan Rampo's books. It's a really, really great new take on the mystery genre, although it brings in...
I wouldn't call it a new
ideas.
take.
Okay, it's a take from the 1950s that is being repurposed. and most people dropped because it didn't fit their classic idea of what mystery should be.
Automatic favorite for me, just because of all the homo loss. It's great.
Oh, they don't resolve it though.
Do they not?
Like, yeah. Like, you're gonna have to wait for
Dojins will fill the gap. They always do. That's all I need.
But yeah, Rampo Kitan tried something really weird. It's the visual style has so many goddamn inspirations. Like, you can even see some Ria Matsumoto on there with the like crazy ways of displaying conversation. There's also some gag comedy ideas in there, absurdist ideas, and it all fuses into something that is incredibly weird and stylistically unique.
It sounds like a mixture of everything you like. Gag comedy, you love that. Like, that's your favourite thing ever.
Can't get enough.
Yeah.
Chronicles of the Gaming Club is
I'm only like halfway through, but like it just became like this kind of like gore torture porn.
Callum also loves that.
Yeah, but that's God, you're painting me in a weird way. But Edogawa Rampo kind of lives in the lowest common denominator, but he lives it, and he kind of makes it work through different techniques and these emotionally engaging parts that make it not seem so cheap. And also it's got Eroguro, which is honestly the weirdest thing, but it works so well in this sort of context. The most strangest part of this is because Edogawa Rampo, mystery author in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, basically he had two styles of writing. He had his classic detective stuff with like Detective Conan and all that, like that solved the mystery, woohoo. Then he had his really fucking dark stuff, which was post-war. Rampo Kitan Game of Laplace tries to do both of those, so the ending, like the last 4 episodes or something, are so weirdly jarring that they just come in and it suddenly turns into like a gentleman thief, like Magic Kaito show, and it just comes out of fucking nowhere. So
sure, it's great.
The show overall is
that
really
kind of reminds me,
but
post-war writing style. There's not many anime that are like World War II. Not many like to acknowledge. Huh?
Un Panzer. Isn't that about World War II?
Is that about World War II?
No. I mean, like, yeah, the idea of, like, cute anime girls fucking up Hitler, yeah, sure, that's cool and all. Well, I guess Japan was on the side of Hitler. Battling with Hitler? Yeah, sure. But
Kantai
I was trying to bring up...
It's also about World War II.
Well, it doesn't... I guess Strike Witches does, too.
It has Nazi ships in it.
Wait, what?
How come, like, every show that acknowledges World War II in some way is, like, cute girls? It's amazing.
It's the best way
It's the
to
only way
acknowledge
they
it.
want to. Like, I think Miyazaki's
It's like,
the
how
only
can
one
people-
who wants to take it seriously.
How can people argue that anime is not the best medium when things like Strike Witches exist? I want to punch you.
Yeah.
I want to fight you, IRL. But where was I even at? There's this one show called Rainbow. Rainbow Nisha into something. It's a show from 2010 by Madhouse. And it actually happens, like, directly after the World War II, after World War II ends. And a lot of the characters are all impacted by that, and it's really interesting, and it's kind of sad because I can't think of many other shows that focus on, like, the tragedy of war after it has happened. I can't think of many things in general that do that type of stuff, and it's kind of like an untouched sort of...
Grave of the Fireflies?
Yeah, but who cares about that?
It's one of the best Ghibli films, but sure, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen many Ghibli films. I'm a terrible anime fan.
Yes, you are. Seeing as most Ghibli films are based around World War II.
What about that other, like, Russian one? Maybe it's not Russian, but...
I've got it on my shelf.
I forgot what it's called. Giovanni's Island. That's the one.
Oh yeah, Giovanni's
That
Island.
also focuses post-war and in the war, I think, if I can remember correctly. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us why Rainbow's good, Glen.
Oh, it's only okay. It's like It's kind of like, as much as I hate to use the word, it's kind of edgy. It has a lot of dark parts for the sake of being dark, and isn't really that focused on. Well, it's very much focused on the character, like, mentality, their mental states, not mentality, mental states and whatnot, have you. But it has a lot of, like, silly, stupid villains who make a lot of dumb faces, and their like reasoning behind their actions are completely and arbitrarily stupid in every fucking way possible. But it's a show that focuses on these group of boys who start out as boys, but then they actually grow up in the second half. They're adults. They start out in this, like, war camp thing for young children, and it's kind of reminiscent of older Madhouse, actually, when Madhouse used to, you know, not be dead and lost all of their good animators.
Yeah. I don't think... They don't actually have either of the founders with them anymore, do they?
I don't believe so. After, like...
Wait, am I right in saying one of them died?
I don't recall.
Okay. One of them may or may not be dead, and one of them is now at Mappa.
Yeah, that's what happened. Gainax exploded, and everyone moved to... all the talented people went to different studios, and then Madhouse sort of lost all of their talent. Except for that person, the Hana Yamata, No Game No Life director. She's pretty good.
Oh, this is so depressing.
Yeah.
And do you know what else is also depressing? Our flagship show, the show that cemented this podcast, has come to an end. Non Biyori Repeat.
I haven't watched the last episode yet because I don't want it to end.
I haven't watched the last episode either, but I just thought, you know, we should mention it, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Because it ends when I decide.
I've heard they don't go to Okinawa. I'm just going to tell you that.
Okay.
I've heard they don't.
In Non Biyori, after the first season ended, they had a next episode where they got tickets to Okinawa, and then the episode finishes with them on the plane. Season 2 announced. I'm like, cool, it's going to be in Okinawa. That's going to be great. Started up, and it starts from the start.
We talked about this, like, in
Callum,
episode 1.
It's super dark, Callum, but we can only assume that the plane crashed.
Well,
and had to repeat the timeline because they died on their plane to Okinawa.
I think we made this joke as
so
well.
sad.
Did John Maeda write it?
God, it would. So, oh god, what? Never let him near Non Biyori.
Well, no one's going to be touching Non Biyori anytime soon, because third season, never. Rip in pieces, never forget.
Rip.
Yeah,
oh my.
Third season.
So
the end of Non Biyori, it's the end of AniFix. We're closing it all down. Goodbye, friends.
This is it, last episode. We made it far. 11's quite good.
Yeah. It's to be honest, some anime end on episode 11. So we've done a good job.
Some end at 10. We actually beat a few.
Yeah, now buy the album of our podcast and we'll make a season 2.
Oh, sounds great. Well, everything else I can really talk about is seasonal. I mean, I've finished Wakaba Girl. At least, actually, I think there's actually a 13th episode.
Wouldn't we just do, like, a seasonal wrap-up video anyway?
Yeah, we probably will.
So maybe
at some
save
point.
that, and maybe ask me the dumb question.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
we actually asked
no.
you. I don't think we
will
have.
I be allowed to talk about Wooser in the...
No.
No, ever. Never.
Yeah, wait, sure,
You can talk about that on Twitter.
Not now, though.
Okay, follow me at Canepa Show and I'll talk to you all about Wooser. Ask me about Wooser.
Just send him a tweet and he'll follow up with you.
Yeah.
He'll talk to you. It's the best way to get Callum to talk to you. Talk about Wooser.
Nobody will let me talk
But anyway,
about
Glen, what amazing shows have you been watching?
Absolutely fucking nothing, Ross. Thank you for asking. But the thing is, I got a new part-time job, like kind of a cliffhanger from that one episode, whatever, where I was like, oh, got to go, part-time job interview. And I got it. Who would have thought? I sucked the guy's Love Live poster off the wall, not his penis. That was probably what you were expecting.
What? You sucked it off
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
wall.
go. I was gonna go with
sucking
penis, but then I was
powers
like,
right
oh, that joke's terrible. But turns out he's a big fan of Love Live. Not really, though. But there is a co-employer... Wait, no, co-employee. What's it called? Someone who I work with. During break time, during my second day, which was just, like, 10 hours ago, just sitting in the break room, drinking my water, and I'm like, I hate my life. Why did I abandon the NEET life, even though I was in school, so technically not a NEET? Why did I shame myself like this?
I just
So I
want
can
to
make
ask,
money to buy anime girl figures or something.
this story, you're not just making
Yeah.
it up just so you can push in your life story and just adding something about anime to it, are you?
No.
I just want to
I was joking about the
factual?
interview parts, but this is
Okay.
actually...
Well, I thought you were serious.
No.
But anyway, go on.
It
Go on,
was
Glen,
completely
tell us.
obvious. What did I tell you about tone of voice earlier, you piece of shit?
Glen, I was also joking, so there you go.
Well, maybe
tone
you
of
should learn to
voice.
use your tone of voice better. Hey!
I wasn't.
Go on, tell me the story about what happened in your canteen.
Well,
Come on.
break room, sitting with this fellow, and I open my bag to grab my water. On my bag, I have these, like, keychain type Love Live things of the Love Live girls, just, like, attached to my bag.
Which
kind of.
ones? All nine?
Rin, Hanukkah, Maki, and Nico.
Good.
Good selection.
Well, I want to
Yep.
get all the others, but I'm lazy.
don't
And he
bother.
sees that, and he's like, are those a Love Live girls? And I'm like, no, I don't know. What are you talking about? And he's like, are you sure? I'm pretty sure that's Maki. She's. I kind of know who she is. I'm like, oh no, what are you talking about? And I didn't say anything about anime. And he's like, but I didn't say anything about it. And I'm like, And then that's when I leave the room. He grabs me by the shoulder, looks me in the eyes, and says, "Are you a Love Live fan?" And I break down crying because I am.
You made
I didn't
up
want
an
the
entire
world to know.
story
I'm sure that's
just-
exactly how it
You
happened.
made up
That's
an
not
entire
exactly
story
how it
just
happened.
so
A bit
people-
exaggerated. The realistic. If you looked at it from the outside, realistically, he just said, "Hey, is that Love Live?" And I said, "Yeah." And we talked about Love
Then
Live.
you
for a
became
bit.
best friends?
Sort of. And he asked me, "Who's your favorite Love Live girl?" And like, I kind of change my mind every
Classic.
now and then. But you know what? Actually, based off of my personality, who do you think is my favorite Love Live?
Baki.
No.
I'm actually going to say Maki
No.
as well.
That-
Oh no, rip. Do I get a second guess? 'Cause
Maki's
I
for savage
just went with
fuckboys,
Callum's.
not me.
Oh. Ugh.
That's a Twitter meme. Yeah, go ahead, Russ. You didn't say anything, so go for it.
Oh man.
Come on, you
Rin,
gotta,
maybe?
Yeah, that is actually correct. You analyzed
Oh.
me in every possible way.
Good.
It
my God,
jumps around, but Rin's
I've got
like
a newfound respect for you. Rin's my favourite character from Love Live as well.
I mean, it changes around, but Rin's usually up there a lot of the time. And he asked me who my favorite Love Live was. I just said, who do you think's my favorite Love Live? He just, like, looked me up and down and said Hanyo, and I was like, you fucking know.
Oh my god.
I was like, what made
this
you
guy
think
out?
that? He was like, I looked, he said, your hipster glasses. I kind of just thought, and I was like, no. I was like, that's a terrible way to judge people.
Oh,
Oh my.
god. That
And
is
when I told him
great.
it was Rin, he was like, he nodded. He was like, I can see that.
Yeah.
His favorite
So-
Love Live, Maki.
Maki, okay. Oh, so he
Well, yeah,
was a
that's-
savage.
So
That's
did
how
you
he
think
started
he
it,
was a
He said.
savage? Were you like, oh, this guy's a savage?
Yeah, I kind of looked at him and I was just like, That's when I left and I quit my job.
Oh. Wow.
Besides all the exaggerated stuff, that's what happened. Talked about Love Live with this guy a bit. He seems to be a bit of an anime fan. Might have a new friend. That's cool.
That is cool.
Wait, your job is now like a night job. So can you just be like watching anime together every night and get
No.
paid for it?
I
Just
will.
like, we could stock these shelves, or we could watch Love Live together. See? Just subtly, Glen, just
Yeah.
subtly.
You see the after story to that conversation we had is we both walked out of the break room and my boss was there with a group of boys and he was like, "So I heard your favorite Love Live is Rin." And that's when they beat the shit out of me. I got fired. I now am
Just
back
imagine
to
they're
living
all
the
waiting
life.
there with baseball bats just outside. Like, you're
They-
not
they've all
stocking
got
shelves tonight, boy.
They've all got like Iron
Yeah, they
Master
broke both my
banners.
arms.
So fucking Love Live kids.
Yeah, they plastered me with Nico stickers all over my body. I can't get them all.
Oh my.
Oh, Louis sent them. The Nico
Yeah.
Brigade is only growing.
I feel like the next time I try to have sexual intercourse with a girl, which will never happen, we all know this, but let's just hypothetically, and there's just like a picture of Nico on my penis. What would you think of that? You're like, oh, I'm gonna have sex with this dude. and his penis has Nico.
I can't say I've actually thought about that situation, Glen. I can't.
I find so much about you every episode, Glen. Every episode, we're learning something new
about his body.
This is just a hypothetical situation. What would you do if someone had a Nico on their dick?
I'd be like, you need to get this removed, and change it to a.
It's probably
change it to like a better girl,
like,
and then maybe we can talk.
Do you think if that person like ejaculated, it'd go Nico, Nico, Ni?
Oh my! Oh my! Only you! Only you!
How far
I'm
is
sorry.
this podcast going?
Literally, it just gets
well,
weirder and
it wasn't
weirder.
going anywhere before. We're going places now.
Jesus Christ. Have any of you watched...
I just turned this lackluster episode into a good one. You're welcome.
Oh my God. Have any of you watched the horror suspense film Kakurenbo?
No.
No, I remember. I saw you watch. That you would watch that. I plan on watching it, but I haven't gotten to it.
I've watched something that Glen hasn't watched that's not seasonal. Kakurenbo. It's a awesome little film. Basically, it's Kakurenbo stands for hide and seek, and it's a CG film by Yamato Works, and it's this awesome film where you're watching these kids trying to escape from demons, and obviously, it picks up the traditional horror tropes of the kids get kidnapped one by one, and then it gets to the end and stuff happens, but it's the whole presentation of it, and the music and the driving suspense, and it is this great little short film that I only watched because I was writing an article about dark stories.
So it's Until
anime.
Dawn, the anime.
Sounds like Scream.
What's Until Dawn is just horror, the video game. So this is horror, the anime. So maybe.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, can I? Because we're gonna go to questions soon, I imagine, right?
Nah.
Are we not?
Yeah,
because
I was just getting questions
because
out.
Glen.
I did watch an anime.
Oh, you remembered.
God, wait.
Oh wait, that's seasonal. Fuck me. Never mind.
I watched a
Sad.
show that
Go
isn't
ahead.
seasonal. I watched the first episode. It's a show called Outbreak Company. It's amazing. It was amazing. Oh my god.
Dude,
Oh
my God.
People
I
really hated on that show, and
Wait,
they were pretty
people hate
justified.
it?
I couldn't.
Is that what you?
No, not hated, but they just criticized it heavily for a lot of. The stuff happens later, like episode 3, and the last 3 episodes. Stuff happens. It kind of takes away the fun, otaku, campy sort of thing, and kind of does. It kind of actually tries to move a plot along, and it's kind of it's a bit.
Does that actually
uneven.
stick with what he originally is there for? Is he actually there to establish otaku dominance?
It's based. I made this joke on Twitter, when I first started reading the manga Gate. I said I liked Gate better when it was fun and called Outbreak Company.
Actually, I think I remember
it's basically
that.
the same premise where it goes to another dimension, not particularly through a gate, obviously, but it's a gate to another world.
A gate to another world. Who would have guessed?
I actually broke a Outbreak Company disc once.
On accident or on purpose, or did you just rip it with your
It's
penguin
this
muscle?
is disgusting.
Okay.
And
I was shopping on Amazon. No, it was actually eBay.
Amazon, that doesn't
and I
exist in
bought-
Australia.
And I just found a Persona 3 Spring of Birth Blu-ray, and I ordered it, and it turned out to be counterfeit. And they for some reason packaged an Outbreak Company disc with it, and I didn't want anyone to know that I accidentally bought a counterfeit stuff.
Well, you've
so I just
told
broke it all.
everybody. But wait, was it
Man, I
an
was so
actual
embarrassed
Madman?
I was so embarrassed that I
Outbreak
broke
Company
it and
disc?
told it on a podcast.
Or was it a fake Outbreak Company disc as well?
Oh no, it was all fake. But it was they made their own menus for them both, and they were just really bad. But I had to applaud them for the effort.
Got to applaud those bootleggers. But yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't any of those custom ones the default ones that you put up. It was a proper one that they designed themselves.
Yeah.
It was still shit.
Tell me-
Applauded.
Tell me about Outbreak Company. I really really like Outbreak Company. It's really my type of thing.
It is. It's
really my type
such a
of thing.
fun show. Like, legitimately, when it's the definition of fun, because it's everything anime in an anime, but no, I say that because actually that's actually a lie. But it's it's him trying to establish the tropes in another world, which is just is so interesting to watch. I've only seen 2 episodes, so I can't.
Okay, basically
I feel-
you're describing it badly because I'm now thinking of No Game No Life. Save me from this hell.
There's no.
That's not a way to advertise things to Mr. Canapa.
There's no. It's not No Game No Life, Callum. Don't. That's dark.
Russ, I want to take a break from Outbreak Company. Callum, I've never actually asked you, why the fuck do you hate No Game No Life so much? I still don't
Everybody
understand.
in the galaxy hates No Game. I actually have the same question, Glen. I'm pretty sure it's just it's just like a tumble.
I became friends with you all, and you all already had. You detested
I don't hate it.
I wasn't sure why. I wasn't going to argue with you.
And I also just call it bad because everyone else does in the galaxy, so it's like a continued kind of thing. One worst anime of the year.
But basically, we were watching it together as a galaxy. It was a group bonding, and we watched the first episode. And was like, oh, this might be pretty good. Watched the second episode. Then we started crying.
My highest
Third,
viewed
we cried
video
some
ever.
more. Fourth,
Are you
cried
sure
some more.
Are you sure you assholes just didn't do it because other people were liking it?
No.
I didn't think it was horrible,
believe
Callum.
you.
I didn't think it was as bad as
To be-
Taylor makes it out to be. Like Taylor thinks it's absolutely disastrous.
I think it should be wiped off the planet, to be honest.
Taylor thinks Fairy Tail is like the best anime in the world.
And Callum
so.
thinks The Disappearance is bad, so there you go. Like, those two together,
But,
not very trustworthy.
See,
If you
this is
want my
why you can
proper
only trust
answer,
my opinion.
Just go with Glen. It's the best option.
Russ, you're not supposed to agree with me.
I agree. I'll agree with you over Callum any day.
The only good episode of No Game No Life is the episode where Shiro just gets wiped out of existence.
No, I do have to admit, Shiro, not the best.
Shiro is fucking atrocious. I hate, to be honest, Sora is the only somewhat tolerable character in that. I hate Jibril.
Oh, Jibril!
I hate
Oh my
that
god!
little cat girl. Like, the show... Like, I've got no problem with fan service, but the fan service was so fucking distasteful.
Oh,
There was
come
nothing.
the fuck on,
There was
Kel.
nothing.
I think you're pointing a little low with that, with other shows you
Distasteful.
particularly like.
Oh my!
Hey,
Oh my!
I think you're just grabbing on the lowest thing you can get because you
because
you
it fucking
say you
shoves
hate
it
it for
in
this.
your face.
You haven't
There was
unexplainable.
nothing
hate
else
for
to
it.
Is
the
it as
show.
bad as Log
It was
Horizon,
awful.
Callum?
Log Horizon's good.
No,
Log
I'm
Horizon,
teasing
Russ
him,
Reynolds.
Glen. It's a tease. Okay.
No, but then you drop Log Horizon.
No, I didn't drop Log Horizon. I just got sent it and I haven't watched it yet. Oh shit! Shouldn't have
Amazing.
said that. But anyway,
Don't worry.
shouldn't we not go to questions now, guys?
I
as
wanna
long as
talk
we're
about
all
Outbreak
clear
Company
on
really
Non Biyori No Game Life being the worst anime of all time. We actually did a group vote in the Galaxy over. We had in the Anime Galaxy Awards.
that was group mentality. You guys were like,
It was group mentality.
It's not
Glen.
group
No, it was a
mentality, 'cause
bit.
we all
It was a
watched
bit,
it.
Callum. It was a bit of group mentality. You have to admit. Just
Slightly,
calling
but-
fucking No Game No Life the worst anime in 2014 is beyond excessive.
No, I stand by that. No Game No Life was atrociously bad.
Anyways, can I just talk
you
about
sound like the
Outbreak
people that say
Company?
Glass Slip was atrociously bad. But anyway, yeah, talk about Outbreak Company.
Alright, so, a lot of, like, otaku things.
Exactly, yeah.
A lot of otaku elements. Like, otaku main character.
The maid.
Even though
The maid.
he is one of the most likable otaku characters I think I have ever witnessed in an anime. And the MC-kun of that show. Don't remember his name, sadly, because I watch a lot of cartoons, and they all have different names. It's hard.
It's probably Tarumaru.
Yuki. It's Yuki.
Yep.
You can never go wrong with Yuki. It's always Yuki. But
Yeah.
basically, it has a lot of things that a lot of people would usually dislike, just based off of like surface level shit, like the otaku things, semi-harem thing kind of building up, and like troublesome things. But I feel like it does those all so well that people who usually would dislike it actually would like it, just because it is so endearing.
Depends who you ask.
The way.
I don't think that's like a universal rule.
Well, obviously it's not universal, it's just like my opinion. It's obvious, like, if you ask that guy who won't be named, who is a complete con.
I know who you're talking about. But yeah, I agree. There's so much references as well, Glen. It's like references galore. I'm pretty sure they reference Persona in the first episode.
No, yeah,
okay.
that's right.
And they just reference so much stuff. It's amazing.
Oh no, Callum, you love it.
Callum would love it.
Also, yeah, no, I'm absolutely sure. But the thing about it is like I was saying earlier, a lot of people disliked it when it actually tried to like do this sort of plot thing instead of being the fun thing it was. But it actually did that somewhat well, in my opinion, because a lot of the horrible truths about the Fantasyland are revealed through just conversation or context. Like, the maid elf girl is a slave. They don't dance around that. She's just straight up a slave. She's treated unequally. Lizard people and all that unequally. Inequality.
When the gardener comes in.
Tackles some themes that...
What animal was the gardener? I forgot. Because the garden... Yeah, the lizard. Like, the gardener lizard, when he came through, I was like, this is a cool show. Having a lizard gardener.
Yeah, it's like
that's...
No, yeah,
that's pretty cool. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. And then it reveals,
will put this
like...
on my watch list.
Through gags that are actually funny, it kind of reveals the context of those themes really well. It's it actually does build depth between the characters as well. It's really not just like a gag show or anything. It's just straight up good.
Yep.
What? Are you trying to say a gag show can't be good?
No, I meant...
speaking up against Chronicles of the Going
That's not what I'm...
Greatest anime of all time.
It all depends on context.
Greatest anime of all time.
Okay.
And now it is the greatest anime of all time.
And
now for questions from you, the viewers. If you want your questions answered on the show, then type it in the comments or answer us on Twitter at AniFix Podcast.
Oh, Callum, you're getting good. Oh my. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. Episode 11, we're in the stride. Okay, Michelle on Twitter, on YouTube asks, what game would you like to see get a good anime adaptation? And she also asks, what game would you like to get a bad one?
Can I answer any video game?
Yeah,
to get a good adaptation?
Any video game. Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I consider visual novels video games, and there are some good visual novel adaptations. So,
well, visual novels probably have the best track records.
Oh no, definitely. Like actual games with gameplay mechanics, never done well. Somehow always directed by Seiji Kishi, because fuck me. Anything I like, Kishi needs to direct it.
Hey, I really like Kishi, but Seiji Kishi
uneven. He's done things I like
games too much.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not that he doesn't. No, it's that he likes them too much. Like, Danganronpa, Persona 4, Devil Survivor 2. He keeps too many factors from the video games instead of actually transferring. Instead of leaving behind certain aspects that should stay behind. It's like, if Kishi somehow directs the Ace Attorney anime, I hope you like the HUD in the Ace Attorney games, because he'll fucking keep that, because fuck you. Yeah, like he just he doesn't move the mediums well. When you transition to a different medium, you need to remove and add things to change it, because it's a different fucking medium, Kishi.
Yeah, that's why Kishi is so much better with original works rather than adaptations. Like, you give him something brand new, unfiltered, like Hamatora, which is a sequel to the manga, or Yuki Yuno, which is a sequel to the light novel, or of course Rampo Kitan finished airing this season. He definitely works better with that.
No, if it's ever a video game adaptation, immediately gone. But even then, I still don't think he's a very good director. He's just too.
I think he's a good director. I think he's a good
director.
No,
I think Rampo Kitan, he was pretty creative. I gotta admit, he did some good work on that.
Yeah, but a lot of that came from Humanity Has Declined, which is also very good.
Yeah, you can name all his good shows, and I can name all his bad shows, and this can go on all day, Callum.
yeah, I know, but I think he's starting to become consistently good in specific conditions.
Can't wait.
Also,
till he
Assassination
adapts that next
Classroom was he hasn't made a bad show in years. People are picking
week.
on
Fuck
him.
you. Fuck you. He hasn't directed a bad show in years.
He hasn't in the last. I don't think in the last 2 years.
Answer the question, Callum.
Yeah. I was
Cares
just
about
about to
Kishi.
say that. Yeah.
We talk about Kishi too much. I hate how much we talk about Kishi.
I love Kishi. Might make a video on Kishi.
I still need to make that shirt where it says, like, just fuck you, Kishi on it. And, like, on the back it says, maybe not so much, though. Because it's just like, fuck you for certain things. And some other things. But you did that one thing good. Good job.
Yeah. But, like, as far as games, like, I was... if this was before TGS, I'd say Gravity Rush, but it's actually getting, like, a special anime. So, that's cool. Right now, Disgaea 5.
You really want another Disgaea anime?
Look, if I watched the first episode of Makai Senki Disgaea, it's fucking atrocious. Please
don't talk
give
about
us
it. It never
something to
happens.
erase
What Disgaea
that
anime?
from my mind. Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. They've dubbed it.
G-Senzo no Mao. Visual novel. Pretty good. I like it. Russ?
Call of Duty
video
Modern
games?
Warfare 2.
Are you fucking... You're just... The thirst, Russ.
No, I think that's like the best Call of Duty to adapt. Just saying.
That'd be... No.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. I can't think of an actual...
Wait.
No, you never said it had to be like a Japanese game.
No, we did. Just video game, anything.
Or Red
but,
Dead
like,
Redemption.
that was,
Oh, Red Dead Redemption in anime. Oh, man. Best game ever getting an anime
actually,
adaptation.
that would be pretty cool.
Although adapting an open world game just seems like a disaster to me.
No, yeah, you can make it work. Don't worry. Red Dead Redemption actually had a story, so
Such a good game.
Yeah.
Just gonna put it out there.
it's really.
You can get it really cheap now. Go buy it.
Red Dead Redemption 2 fucking went.
Oh yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah.
But
Whenever
like,
Rockstar stops making money out of GTA 5.
I'm confused about the second part of that question. Why would I want
yeah,
something to get a bad, bad?
I think it's like, what game do you hate? It's like a reword of that question. But I don't really hate any video games because I stopped playing.
Yeah.
them.
It's because I stop playing if it's not fun. It's not like anime where I'll watch it no matter what.
And I'd rather not like take talented people out of the industry to go and work on an anime that I won't like.
Yeah. Anyways, next question.
Yeah.
Craig,
Thank you, Michelle, for reasons beknownst to me. Well, only known to me.
Craig
that name.
Palmer asks. Wait, I think Craig Palmer is a politician in Australia. Anyway,
I think he
Craig
was-
Palmer asks.
I remember. I know Craig Palmer from YouTube. He's around.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
was.
but
Didn't he
also
win the live
politician.
stream thing? My first anniversary live stream. Pretty sure he did.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he did.
But he didn't win the. But he didn't win the Australian election. What are your favourite anime soundtracks, and have you ever decided to watch a series based on the soundtrack alone?
Oh, I think someone on Twitter also asked that. Sorry, I forget your name. You like tomboys. I just thought I'd mention you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes. Basically, someone else asked that. Actually, if I press Control Z,
I just wanted to
on
acknowledge
this
both.
spreadsheet.
It
They asked the same
doesn't.
question, but I had to remove it because we're short on time, which I'm now wasting.
Yeah. What's your answer? Go.
Oh god. My favorite anime soundtrack is Gundam Build Fighters. But yeah, I didn't decide to watch it based on the soundtrack alone. I decided to base it off Eric's review. So, that's a weird question.
Was the question?
It's not really a weird
what show did
question. I just think it's not. It doesn't really happen in reality. I don't think many people.
it does.
Oh, does it though, Glen? Maybe just to you.
Yeah.
Because I watch openings and decide to watch shows. I don't really listen to soundtracks and decide to watch shows. I don't know. I guess that's just me.
I listened to the Zammed opening and decided to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. To be honest, Gatchaman Crowds, like, I decided that I wanted to watch it after hearing that Gatchaman track.
Yeah, that's the best part.
I didn't immediately watch it, and it eventually
Iwatani,
came
or
through
whatever
the
his
mail,
name.
But
He did an origami too. He's so good.
see, yeah. Wait, what did you say? His name was
Iwatani or something. I can't remember.
Iwasaki. Taro
Yeah, that's
Iwasaki.
Was there a second part to that question, or are we done?
We're done.
Yep.
So
We did it. We did it
not
fast
many
for
of
once.
us
Amazing.
have. Yeah, and Mark1246 on Twitter asks, have any of us played Bloodborne, and has the announcement of Gravity Rush 2, amongst other TGS announcements, persuaded you to get a PlayStation 4?
This is an anime podcast. We did the gaming thing last week, you asked.
Yeah, I know, but I promised that I'd put this question in because they missed it.
You know, I would buy a PlayStation 4 if Persona 5 was only on PS4, but it's on PS3, so I'm probably going to stick with my PS3 for now. Is Gravity Rush 2 just on PS4? Or is it on PS4 as well?
It'll probably be
Yes.
PS4.
Yes, it will just be PS4.
I need to play the first one and then I'll decide. But
That is also on PS4.
no, the first one's Vita, and I have a PS TV.
Oh, yeah, you've got...
So yeah,
actually,
that could be fun.
Gravity Rush isn't PSTV compatible.
Are you serious? Why'd I even buy
Yeah,
it? Why did I even buy
because
it?
the entirety of Gravity Rush is based around the gyroscope, which is involved in the PlayStation Vita, where you turn it around, then points to a certain direction. I think it uses the touchpad as well.
See,
but,
you should just be able to link your phone or something and use that as the gyroscope, but Sony will never listen to me. So
but
sad.
Gravity Rush and Tearaway are the two games that I know of that do not work on PlayStation TV.
Yeah.
They're also the best games on Vita.
Well,
So-
Persona 4 Golden. It's pretty good.
Well, yeah, aside from Persona 4 Golden, of course, which is number one.
Yep.
But yeah, what?
I played Bloodborne.
Glen, you've got. Wait, do you?
Yeah, I played it at a friend's house.
Oh, okay. It's actually
When it first came out.
Like, I didn't get into Dark Souls, but
It's a lot more
Is it, like,
fast-paced than
accessible?
Dark Souls. No, yeah, it's very accessible. You can play Bloodborne first. I mean, it's probably the easiest Souls game. To play Bloodborne, it's technically not a Souls game. But it's whatever.
it is.
Like
It's-
I never beat Dark Souls 1, mainly because I didn't own the game anymore. Never played Dark Souls 2, but I played Bloodborne in a friend's house and beat it with him. And it's it's a fast-paced game. It's all about getting in there and getting hits in. It's not like Dark Souls where it's like more about defensive and rolling and dodging. It's a good game.
That's cool. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I
should get
probably
it,
won't.
but I'm too
I probably won't
intimidated
get a
by Dark
PS4.
Souls.
I probably won't get a PS4. I'll just keep stealing my friends.
Is the PS4 price drop that got announced at TGS, is that going to be worldwide on the PlayStation 4, or is it just going to be in Japan, the price drop?
Probably just Japan.
Japan for now, when it'll probably get announced later on if it needs to. To be honest, the PlayStation 4 is selling so well that it probably won't be receiving one for a while.
I imagine, yeah. That just seems like a bad business move. But if the price drop does happen, maybe I'll get a PS4. Yeah.
If a price drop happens, it'll be near Christmas, because they will want another big boom.
Yeah. That could actually be what they're planning. Yeah.
Yeah, and they want to do whatever they can to stop Microsoft catching up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Xbox
that's the
One
end of
is getting
AniFix
buried.
with a video game discussion.
Glenn, I have a question.
What?
I was checking my Hummingbird and I realised I've never asked you this. Is there a chance that Amagi Brilliant Park will ever get a second season?
No.
Rip in peace. Okay, we can end now on a sad note.
Russ, next time you have a question, I'd like you to submit it through the proper channels, which is at AniFix Podcast on Twitter, or posting it in the comments section below.
Last time I did that, Glenn just replied with yes. It was very sad. You didn't even...
Well, I mean, there's always a chance, but it's just not very likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a fun show as well.
I don't want a second season, honestly. I got enough out of
yeah.
Amagi
I don't know, I feel like
I
there
want
could be
I
a
want
second
the-
season though, and it'd be exactly the same, just more of it. It'd be great.
I want to see more Muffle, but...
I want the talent at KyoAni to do better things.
Well, they can make another Full Metal
I-
Panic if they want.
Yeah.
That's equally... Oh, Harry
I just
Season
want
3,
If they
which they
want,
can't
no, they
do.
can't. What do you want about?
I never said they can. I'm saying that I would like them to do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah,
so where do you ask those questions, Callum?
at AniFix on Twitter or in the comment section below. Remember to download us on iTunes, which Russ will definitely put up. Won't you, Russ?
I will, yes. Did I put 10.5 up? I think I did. So there you go, you can rely on me. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to check that after this. And basically, subscribe, like, and refresh your subscription.
Give us a rating on iTunes.
For the next episode.
Oh.
Yep. Write a review. And this week's competition is you've got to write your favourite Love Live character. And
why are you dragging this out for so long?
I don't know. I wanted to make it a perfect hour. And you'll win a
Callum just rambles on for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, you'll receive a full-sized Nico figure if you rate us on iTunes.
You can fund that. Yep. Okay.
End it.
Yeah, bye.
Cut. Can you hear the sounds of Russ cutting out tons of stuff? I can.